What has changed is that we now know that DNA technology is much more advanced. It did not exist in 1981.
We have an obligation to take those advancements and see if any further analysis can be conducted on the property and evidence that was collected 40 years ago.
Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms and APD Chief Erica Shields are leading a push to re-examine evidence from the Atlanta child murders cases. More than 20 children and young adults were killed in the Atlanta area between 1979 and 1981. Only 2 of those cases were ever taken to trial. Mayor Bottoms says she got the idea to retest DNA evidence after seeing a story out of Alabama last week. Investigators in Dothan arrested a suspect in 2 cold case murders after running DNA through a genetic genealogy website. Now, that database is called GEDmatch, and it's the same one used to track down the Golden State Killer several months ago. It's a fascinating process that can take hundreds, if not thousands, of man-hours. Now, the head genealogist in the California serial killer case gives us a closer look now at how it works.
He was on nobody's radar. Without the DNA, he would have gotten away.
Barbara RAE-VENTER is a genealogist who worked with law enforcement to help identify the accused Golden State Killer, 73-year-old Joseph DeAngelo. She says she wasn't even familiar with the case until 2017 when she was approached by now retired Contra County DA investigator Paul Holes.
We have 8,000 tips that have come in over the years, and his name was never given to us.
One of the first things that I do when I start working on a case is I develop a profile for that person that I'm going to be looking for.
RAE-VENTER says she developed a suspect profile with information from old newspaper articles that suggested the elusive killer may have been in law enforcement or the military. She then built family trees using information that came from the DNA found in a semen sample recovered from a crime scene the DA investigator Holes uploaded to GEDmatch, a public website used to find relatives.
We had that he had blue eyes.
The GEDmatch search yielded more than 1,000 genetic cousins. RAE-VENTER says she was able to develop information that the killer might be prematurely bald and of Italian heritage. She says she used the DNA profile to build on family tree information, and eventually the search was narrowed down to 6 possible suspects.
The law enforcement folks pulled the DMV records for the 6 men that we had on our list, and only one of them had blue eyes.
That man was DeAngelo. Investigators put him under surveillance and obtained 2 DNA samples.
He went into a mall to go shopping, and so after he had gone inside, they went over and swabbed the handle of his car.
Investigators compared the new samples with crime scene DNA, and they got their match.
It's a very powerful technique, not just for identifying offenders, but also for identifying people who are unknown victims.
It's amazing.